All right, guys, here we are. Woodsman's Field Days on the ground, making it happen. Look at us. Yeah. Look at this cat display behind us here. Holy cow, they got some big machines there. Nothing I can afford, but oh well. We'll be wandering around. Get you some photos. All right, kids, here we go. Just got there early, and 8 o'clock the gates opened, and thanks to Milton Caterpillar, we had complimentary passes that got us right through the gate free of charge, which was good. And the show at 8 o'clock in the morning was like a ghost town. There were just very few folks around, and a lot of the tents were just either just starting to open up or had just recently opened up and just were getting going there. We wandered our way along over to the cat booth where my son Matt was working, and we visited along, looked at some of the machines, and then went over to the food barn there for some tasty breakfast. But Milton Cat had a really nice display up there. Feller Buncher and D5 high track dozer colored gray. And like I said, here at the we always try to get breakfast here. They do a bang up job of it. I mean, you can overdo it for breakfast there without any problem. It's in the end of this display buildings there. But sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich was the fare of the day there. So we went back and enjoyed that, and then kind of wandered around the grounds a little bit. Things are starting to pick up. Stopped at one of the splitter places there. I want to get a wedge like that to put on my splitter. And I talked to John. He's gonna go ahead, and Hooten's gonna build me up a couple, and then we'll weld them on. But so many different displays. Here's the Hooten sawmill, and here's a video of John Faber actually demonstrating this. He's cutting slabs for benches for a project, live edge slabs, 4 inches thick, with the band mill. And I can't tell you any more about the band mill than it's a band mill. And I've got one, but mine sits on trailer. It's up higher, and they do work good. You got the engine, and of course you got the bandsaw, and they got you can see the white jug on there. They put the water on the blade to give it a little lubrication, and it's as cheap a way to make lumber out of logs as you can get right here. And it does cut some really nice stuff. I mean, they got a gauge on the side, and you crank the saw up and down, and you can get inch boards or 2x4s or 2x6s, whatever you want out of it. So, but ran into my cousin, Frank Buthel. Frank was actually my dad's sister's boy, and hadn't seen him in a month of Sundays. But we wandered around and looked at these outside wood boilers, and of course our governor hates them, but you can still get them. And actually, there's so many of these processors now that they will cut the logs into chunks and split them and run them right up into the truck. And we run into one. The guy was operating it here. I don't know what they're making, but them sticks are really pretty small here. But you can see they got the slasher on the top there, right in front of the guy's. You can't see the saw good. Big circle saw, runs the logs over, cuts them into blocks, and then they roll right down into this automatic splitter and turns them right into stick wood. So, but that'll make nice wood for the campfires and what have you. But wandered around the infield here. They had tents with all manner of chainsaw equipment and climbing gear and ropes and sharpeners and you name it. They had it. They had a skeleton bucket right here. I couldn't get over a while. They called it a rock bucket, but you can load the firewood with that, shake it, shakes the dirt right out of it. I've got one. My God, it works so good. It was hot. We had to stay hydrated, and so we got the red slushy, and it went into Dean's Concessions there and sat down, had a drink, wandered around a little bit more. So much equipment there. It was like that. Of course, we got the American flag there, and here we are up in the grandstand, and I figured we'd get in there and sit down in the shade and wait for the parade. So that's what we did, and got a little ice cream to keep our core temperature down. That was very important. Very important. They were watering the track, national anthem, and as the parade started, we had quite a few people wandering around here. Got a little shot of this is our Boonville police, and they just kept going through all the participants in the parade, the sheriff's office and your honor guard and your fire trucks, and we had our antique patrol car there. 1949 Ford tractor there. I can't tell you the exact model. We got the VFW, and of course you had all manner of log trucks in the parade. Clinton Collision brought a couple of their huge tow trucks up, and 1949 Ford or Dodge truck, load of wood they auctioned off. You got your log loader, you got your skidders. It was a well attended parade. I mean, I was amazed that the parade took nearly an hour, and all I did was take a photo of each part, each piece of equipment as it came through. You had your equipment, and you had your Shriners, and we had some folks on a trailer with a band playing, load of logs there, big load of logs, holy cow. And again, some of your antique trucks and local contractors and what have you through there. And they did a nice job of this parade. Your announcer had it all playing along. Farmall M had a Yanmar tractor going through there. You had your band being towed. You had your bagpiper, and again, that was the snowmobile club's groomer. Some really nice shined up nice trucks that they used to haul this wood. This was your ATVs, your side by sides, and they had quite a line of them there. And again, you had some of your politicians running for office there. Were marching in the parade. Of course, we had Sheriff Mashel and the honor guard earlier there. I forgot to mention that. Got your fuel trucks and your log loaders and what have you, and went down. That was an antique truck, that cab over. You don't see the cab overs much anymore. I want to say that was a 1988. They said that truck was, but some of these Peterbilts were really well done. I got a cramp in my leg, so I had to stand up. Here we are with the last of the parade going through, and went down and. We hit the facilities. I visited with Matt a little bit, and then we're heading out. And I just took these photos to show you the difference between us coming in and us going out. Next year, August 21.
Morning, everybody. Actually, it's afternoon. It's like 10 minutes to 3. And we're going to head up to the Woodsman's. We've been up there all day on the ground. And we're going to go up and get a little aerial video of it. So, ride along.
Well, like you said, we went up there on the ground and went home, jumped in the airplane, headed up there, give you a little shot of it, from overhead. Of course, the village of Boonville here in the fairgrounds. You've seen this before, but it's amazing how well attended this event is. This is a Saturday. And we're looking at about, God, it had to be 3:30 in the afternoon by the time we got up there with the airplane, because we had spent all day till about 2 o'clock on the grounds there, wandering around and just circling out around Boonville. Beautiful little community in the upper foothills of the Adirondack Mountains there. If you go north of Boonville, you go right up into the Adirondacks there. So, and kudos to Milton Cat. They put a really nice display on there. My son's the North Country Parts and Service rep. You need anything from Milton Cat, why Matt Curtis is the guy to call. But here we are. You can see the parking across the street. Got some campers there. And again, good look at the fairgrounds. Look at all the cars parked out behind the school there on the left-hand side. They had a tractor and a wagon if you were parked out a long ways away, while they were giving you a shuttle all the way to the gate. And again, right down here, you can see the tents and the displays and the grandstand between the struts. And I realized on like the second turn around there that they were having a log rolling competition right there in front of the grandstand, and that was hard to see from up here, but you can see all the folks in the track right there in front of the grandstand. The grandstand was very well attended at that point. I mean, look at all the cars out there under the wing. They really have this is as well or better attended than the Boonville Fair. So again, just circling around, giving you a shot at the Adirondack Wildcats football field there, hitting the parking lot with the shadow. Of course, always off to the side and up high enough to give everybody a good look at it, but to be safe at the same time. And off to the side here a little bit more. And just, it's amazing. Every time you circle around, I try to go closer and farther away to give you a different view of it from the air. And again, I was literally amazed at all of the cars in that parking lot out behind the school. Free parking up there for sure, out behind the school. And again, they got the tractors and the little pedestrian transport trailers that they pull around. And so if you're parked, you can't be afraid to park way down on the end. Just wait for the shuttle, and they bring you right up to the gate. It was actually, we parked right there next to the road because we were early, but we had to work farther than the folks that parked way down because it was because of the shuttle there. So, but you can see between the struts there, they are well attended there. And of course, you saw it on the ground in the photos. Folks were down there demonstrating their wares and what have you. And right here in front of the strut is the Sunset Nursing Home up there in Boonville. And of course, you got parking on the east side of the fairgrounds right here in front of the strut. And again, they had a shuttle from out there, so you could actually go park way out in the boondocks, and you didn't have to walk all the way over to the fairgrounds. You could just hop on the shuttle, and they'd bring you around. So, but we went up there and circled around quite a few times. Tried to cut in the good video that we've got up here, and as you can see from our shadow on the bottom, we're up high enough to give everybody a good overview of the entire area here. So, right here again, looking at the track, and they had the log rolling going on. I don't know who won it, but that I'm sure will be published, you know. So, but in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this year's look at the Woodsman's Field Days. I was pleased to get some photos on the ground, give you a little look at it, you know, a little better look at what's up there. And if you're cutting firewood at all, this is the place to go, because if you need it or want it, they got it. And even if you don't know you need it, they've got it. So went from here, headed back home, and of course I always like to show you the approach to landing. We dropped her right down on the deck there and flew it 10 feet off the ground right up to the end of the runway and plopped her on. So I truly hope you guys enjoyed this year's look at the Woodsman's Field Days up in Boonville, New York, and we look forward to 2026. Thanks for riding along.